peaceful lake. Just below the surface, a killer waits.
What the?
This January, the only way to survive
Don't get eaten.
is to fight back.
Mine's bigger.
It's all on how you use it.
We're gonna die!
Carl here from Brrraaains Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short. Horror movie review time. Written by Todd Hurwitz and Howie Miller and directed by David Flores. Lake Placid 2 is an improvement over the 1999 original because, check this, it knows exactly what it is and doesn't try to do anything but deliver cheesy B-movie horror. It's amazing that Lake Placid even got a sequel, let alone one that came out 8 years after the original, yet here we are. Who was asking for Lake Placid 2? Regardless, the Crocs are back, and this time they want a lot more screen time. It's all been quiet in Black Lake, Maine, since the events of the first movie, until now. Sheriff James Riley, played by John Schneider, and Wildlife Officer Emily Warner, played by Sarah LaFleur, go to investigate a killing on the lake and quickly establish it's the work of a crocodile. Yes, Lake Placid 2 doesn't want to hang about, and I'm going to say it, it's all the better for it. Even more so, it's happy enough to introduce a ton of pointless extra characters for the crocodiles to eat. Just like a B-movie should, boobs and all. Seriously, a group of female characters are literally introduced, take their tops off, and the croc food a minute later. Stupid and unnecessary? Totally. Entertaining? Yeah, it is. Of course, we can't just do that, can we? So to flesh out the story and borrow from the original, a poacher named Jack Struthers joins the hunt, and Sadie Bickerman, the sister-in-law of Betty White's character from the original, seems to have carried on the family business of feeding the crocs. I don't know. Then there is the subplot of the sheriff's son who doesn't like his father and ends up in the fight to survive too. All padding, all irrelevant, but appreciated, I guess, as it shows more effort to tell a story was at least attempted. It's all about the crocodiles though, and they sure get a lot more screen time here. However, unfortunately this is a TV movie, and one with not too much of a budget, so it's all CG here, and when it's bad, it's really bad. But when it's fine, it looks just as decent as the CGI from the original movie. It unfortunately just so happens that it looks bad more times than it actually looks good.
Let's go.
You gotta have low expectations. I did, and you should too. Because of that, Lake Placid 2 is a well worth movie to watch. Considering the original movie was not a particularly good film, this sequel really only needed to do minor things to improve upon it. Put the crocs front and centre, and that was it. And it'd be an improvement, which it does. So I ended up enjoying Lake Placid 2 marginally more than the first film. I'm not calling this a classic by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not even calling it a good movie. I'm saying it's better than the really, really poor original, and it reignited an interest in this franchise going forward. I'm looking at those sequels going, okay, hopefully they're going to keep upping the silliness. You know, like the Piranha 3DD one and stuff like that. Just take it in absurd directions. Don't take yourself too seriously. We know it's a TV movie. We know we're going to get rubbish CGI, bland characters, poor acting and all of that. But just try and be entertaining. Don't be boring, which is what Lake Placid, the original, was. Lake Placid 2. You got any thoughts that you know what to do? Let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. If you really liked what you saw, consider donating to keep the website and channel running by buying us a coffee via our coffee page or picking up some merch from our Big Cartel store. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as via our social media, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, as well as listen to our interviews via SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify. Just search for GBHBL. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?